Thank you, Counselor. I think, first of all, I welcome this conversation. It seems like a natural follow-on to the one we just had about guaranteed income. It's very similar in terms of a philosophy and a question of urgency. As I said about the guaranteed income, if not now, when? We have had this piece of land in front of us with a sample design competition in 2009. When Kevin Kellogg was our asset manager, the council and governing body were the beneficiaries of an expanded review of all of the assets that the city has on our books that we have available to us to make open to the different types of developers to walk in and offer us affordable housing options. And we are here faced with an opportunity to step forward with the first of what I hope will be many more of those assets. The concept of hurry up and wait is absolutely completely unimaginable to me. Affordable housing, any kind of housing, whether it's rental or home ownership, is the #1 issue in our community. We just saw that thanks to the Association of Realtors. Here we have a real life opportunity to step up and put a piece of property that has already been once put forward and make it happen for people and give them an opportunity to bid on it. The notion that there's a difference between a renter and a homeowner strikes me as a very unsustainable argument. For most of my life, my mom and dad rented an apartment, and nobody could tell them they weren't making a real home for my brother and me. And nobody could tell them that they were second to a real homeowner when it came to their participation. My dad was the president of the PTA for my school, DeMund School, right across the street from an apartment building where they scraped money together to be able to afford a 3rd floor apartment. They made it a home, they made it a neighborhood, they invested in the school, they invested in their children, and they made a tremendous commitment to the community, whether they owned the building or rented an apartment. And nobody could drive down the street where we lived and say which apartments were under a subsidy and which ones were market rate. You couldn't look at the outside and judge people's qualifications or their income. You had to say, this is a neighborhood where people care about each other and the kids are all equal, depending on their willingness to work, not on whether they rented or were homeowners. And we have an opportunity here right now, just as we did with the guaranteed income, to take a step toward addressing the single greatest felt need in our community, and that is housing. And to wait is, to me, a completely unimaginable option. We are under the gun to respond to community need. We have a city-owned piece of land, one of a number that we ought to be bringing forward as rapidly as we can and offering developers a chance to give us their best response, and then evaluate and judge those responses as they come forward to see how well they meet the needs of our community. And this is a pilot project, just like the guaranteed income was a pilot project. Hurry up and wait is not something I can support. Time to act is now. The opportunity is in front of us. This proposal needs to be moved forward. Let's get on with addressing the housing needs of our community. Whether it's rental or ownership, whatever it is, people will step up and take advantage of it because they need housing now. Councilor Garcia.